This is the gluten-free ground turkey meatloaf recipe from our Cooking with OtaJoy gluten-free recipe series. For this recipe, we substituted ground turkey meat for the usual ground beef because the fat percentage is much lower. Along with the OtaJoy original sauce, which is completely gluten-free, we're also using gluten-free panko breadcrumbs. Here's what you'll need for this recipe. We'll post a link for the full recipe on our website toward the end of the video. The first step is to chop your onions and your bell peppers into very fine, small pieces and then stir fry them in a frying pan, seasoning with salt and pepper. You can let that cool to the side while you combine all the other ingredients in a mixing bowl. First, we put in about a cup of the gluten-free breadcrumbs as well as a cup of blue cheese crumbles. Next, we'll put in 1 large egg. And then we're going to season with some salt and pepper, just kind of to taste. You can estimate the amount you normally use according to your preferences, so that's very flexible and up to you. Next, we're going to put in about 1 tablespoon of garlic powder for seasoning. When that's all done, you're just going to kind of combine them all together in the bowl as you would for any normal standard meatloaf dish. The next step is where our recipe differs from any other meatloaf recipe. Instead of ketchup, we're going to use 1/3 of a cup of our very own OtaJoy original sauce. Make sure to mix well until everything is thoroughly mixed in together, and then at that point you can add in your vegetables. Mix once more until everything is even, and then we're going to be ready to transfer to a baking dish. You can use a shallow pan and then simply put the meat and form it into a loaf by patting it and making sure that it all sticks together. Next, we're going to take sliced bacon and lay it along the top to cover all the meat portion. Now, sometimes bacon can burn in the oven when you're making meatloaf, so we recommend covering it with foil for the first 45 minutes, then taking the foil off and baking for an additional 15 minutes. As you can see, we've taken the foil off and we're ready to put our meatloaf back in the oven. When the meatloaf is done cooking, simply slice and top with additional original sauce by OtaJoy. For more recipes and tips, visit www.otajoy.com.